So this talk here, we're reading Unblocked Defenders. We're going to read the defensive ends on veer and counter, tackle trap, and counter on the other side. Counter on the other side. When we pull our tight end on counter. So on that one, we're going to read this defensive end. And if those defensive ends cheat, and get in the hip pocket and chase pullers, our quarterback's pulling and taking off, okay? This is this talk here. We're going to read the inside linebackers on jet. I'm going to show you one slide, but obviously midline, you read the one tech, okay? And then let me back up. I just added this stuff this year. This is our guys, depending on our call, we're going to read the edge defender on what you guys in clinic talk would call power read, okay? Our power read, I didn't want to change our blocking rules. So our power read blocking rules came out of our option game. So I'm going to introduce you our midline and veer. We're able to run midline and inside veer and outside veer with one blocking scheme. I got it from Herschel Moore, a Hall of Fame coach from Tennessee. Army is midline, okay? I'm not going to get into this too much. Army is midline. Baylor is inside veer. Cal is outside veer. This was our blocking rules. And all we tell our kids is, the first man inside the letter, the first man inside the gap, you double him. The first man outside the gap, you leave him alone. That way it was one set of blocking rules for all three plays. The only exception is midline, the tackle blocks out. That's the one exception. And our fullback just knows run at the double team. And our quarterback knows put the ball in front of the double team. So we've always been able to take all three of these plays, and our kids think it as one concept, no matter what we call. So our kids don't know what midline and veer means. They just know ABC. This is the ABC family. So our power read came off of this, and we called it delta. So remember that, because I'm going to get into that, okay? So it came from this ABC rules, which we really like. So remember, you double the first man inside the gap, let the first man alone. There's inside veer, there's outside veer. Again, we are not midline or veer. We are a great WingT team that's going to be okay at this. So we will only run Army at an even front, and we'll only run Cal at an odd front. Okay, I just don't have time to rep it. I know you can. I can sit down with midline veer guys, and there's ways to run midline at an odd. There's ways to run outside veer at an even. I just don't have practice time. We only spend about 20 minutes of this on Wednesday. Baylor will run against both. Baylor will run inside veer. Will run against both fronts. Okay, and so I just want to make that clear what we're doing. This all leads up into our power read game. Okay, quarterback and tailback. I told you, tailback runs at the double team. Quarterback puts the ball in front of the double team. So here's the play, Army. Double the first man inside the A, leave the first man outside alone. Here's inside veer. Double the first man inside the B gap. So if this nose guard was a head up two, our tackle and guard would double team him. If he was in the A gap, the center would scoop and we double him in the A gap. Here we're doubling a zero. Whoever the first man inside the B gap, that's who we double. First man past the B gap, we leave him alone, okay? Which, again, this is going to build up to our power read. Building out, we got our cow. You can see from this blocking why we run it against odd fronts. The 3-4 and the 3-3 stack teams, we get a three-man wall on your two defenders, and whoever that hang player is, you can call him a spur, a pony, whatever you want to call him, he's out on an island. If you walk him up onto the tight end, which most 3-4 teams do, he's still on an island, right? Now, in this case, that's our dive key, and then if they walked him up in a 3-4, on our tight end and put like a strong safety behind him, he would be our dive read, and that would be our pitch read. Again, this is not that talk, so I don't want to get too much into it, but it builds into our power read. All right, now let's get into jet sweep. Fellas, Liz and Rip is our jet, okay? L-I means the left wing goes in motion. The I means in front of the quarterback, and Rip means the right wing goes in motion, and the I means to go in front of the quarterback. Laser and rocket. Laser is the left wing going in rocket motion, and we split the quarterback and tailback, so we aim at a 4-yard landmark, and the wing knows that he has to be directly behind the quarterback, even a little bit ahead of the quarterback when we snap the ball. And he's going to split the tailback and quarterback and get out to the perimeter. Okay, so here is Rip. Jet left. Okay, so I'll do the blocking here in a minute, but I want you to get the overall premise. If we're pulling the play side guard, we're going to read the play side inside linebacker. If we're pulling the play side guard, we're pulling the play side inside linebacker. Every linebacker coach in America for the last 50 years is going to tell the linebacker, chase the pulling guard. So really, we're calling this play. We're pretty confident our quarterback is going to keep the ball and hit the backside A gap. Now, when we pull the play side guard on any play in our offense, that is an O pull. Anytime we put the tag any run play and the last letter is O, that means the onside guard pulls, O for onside. When we used to run belly and down option, we don't run belly and down option no more because it's all built-in reads. But option starts with an O. So this, we don't call it jet lift. Our kids would call this rip because the right wing's in motion, front quarterback rip. 47, we number our holes, odd left, even to the right. Rip 47, and we just say, oh, that's all we say. The guard pulls. Our kids were getting confused because what happens is these guys here, whoever we put out here, even if I put this lettuce eater over here, why would I do that? They hate to block anyways. But whoever's over there on the left, they're thinking jet left, right? So they're all reaching and scooping. I'm going to get into the perimeter blocking for the split end and the wing or the tight end wing. There's some perimeter rules. We call it you-me calls. But all those guys are thinking jet left. These guys back here are thinking quarterback ISO, So we've got two different plays built in here. Well, we're pretty much going to hit this backside A, and we don't want kids getting confused between our regular O play, which is going to be a handoff every time, and we want our quarterback to read it. We've now changed it, and again, that's why this is not on the DVDs of Championship Productions. We call it Oats, and the A reminds the team to open up the backside A gap because our kids also have rules that if we call a 47, all the linemen follow the butthole rule. And the butthole rule is at the end of the play, your butt has to be pointing to the hole. Well, all of our linemen, if they follow the butthole rule, would have to have their butts pointing to the 7 hole. Well, as you can see, the center is actually pushing the nose guard or the 1 tech or the 2 tech towards the 7 hole. So it violates our butthole rule. We also have a rule on any 7 or 8 hole, the backside guys scoop. I know I've got it drawn scooped here, but they're really not going to scoop. We'll get into the blocking. But conceptually, if you think of this, this is our first. We've got 3 ways we run jet. This is the first way we run jet, which is to pull the play side guard, influence the inside linebacker out of there so our quarterback can take it up the middle. All right. We tried running this to the 3 tech, and this is a problem because I didn't like the tailback hitting the 3 tech. It was a huge mismatch, right? I told you, my tailback's in IBM school. We coach at IBM schools, right? Itty bitty Mexicans. So my tailback's probably 5'9", 5'10", 170, 180, and that 3 tech is a lot bigger, probably 240, 250. And it was just ugly. We tried it. We played it in practice. We thought we'd influence them. And then, you scoop with the tackle, but now we lose our tackle climbing. It'll cause all kinds of problems. So if you're in a 1 and 3 shade, we will run Oats. We'll run Oats the opposite, make sure the 3 tech's on the backside. And we don't really even like it with the double 2s. Now, we have another wrinkle here. If we did want to run this and we thought we could influence this guy, we would make a cog call. We'd make a cog call, and he would wrap up through like this, but we would not block him. If we call cog automatically knows that the play side guard pulls, and then the center, that we have this wrap, and we're going to gamble that he's going to chase the pulling guard, and our quarterback can scoot through there, okay? So that's another wrinkle we have if we want to hit the play side A against the 3 tech. But honestly, we don't do that too much. We basically run it like this, right? We want to make sure that the 3, 4-eye, whatever you're going to call it, that this guy is on the backside, and then our center has a 0 or a backside 1 to take care of, right? And open up. Oops, I do that wrong. And make sure that he can open that up, okay? Right, so right, we want to make sure we're in that kind of situation, going to open it up. Now, here, you see the tailback's getting the hang player, and the uncovered guard gets the FBI. We call FBI's first backer inside. And then against the odd front, now, the tailback's getting the FBI. So let me back up, make sure we're good. Tailback's got hang player. Everybody see that. Tailback's got hang player. Here, tailback's got FBI. But coaches, if you followed my career, I've taken over some really bad programs and been able to take them all to the playoffs. And what I found is us coaches, we complicate things for kids. You know, if you sit there and try to say, you've got this guy when they line up like this, well, there's probably 4 or 5 different fronts they can line up in. And if you're running 10 running plays, you just gave your lineman 40 blocking schemes. We really are big on areas and tracks. So honestly, I don't tell the tailback who to get. I tell my tailback, you hit that A gap and you're a garbage collector. Whoever doesn't get picked up, you take out the trash. And so he could get the hang. If he's going through there and say one of the linemen messed up and starts blocking the FBI, well, he knows he's a garbage collector. If one of our guards have him, then he'll peel out and he'll get the hang player. We don't come into practice and tell our linemen, okay, on this play against this defense, you have that guy. Everybody has tracks. We have some basic pulling rules, and you stay on your tracks, and you're on tracks, and trains don't turn. So we teach very conceptual and area blocking. Yep. So here it is. I put in this all in Wickliffe, Ohio. My good friend Marcelo Portillo had done a really good job. So that one, the guard, now the guard leaves, he pulls it. There's the footwork right there. Here I am in Philomath, Oregon, when we first put it in. So this is a drill just to get them the timing. When I first put the offense in, get everybody their timing. The wings are switching sides and learning both sides. But this is a good video, coaches, for you to see. It's just one shuffle. That's it. He's got one shuffle because he's got to hit that backside A gap. If the quarterback shuffles too far, he won't be able to hit that backside A gap. When I'm first putting it in, I spoon feed the quarterback. Our quarterback knows what the reads are. I want our quarterbacks to be comfortable. I'll tell them, okay, the linebacker is going to take off. Okay, the linebacker is going to stay. And that quarterback and the wings are all, because it's a marriage with this handoff. Okay? See right there, he shuffled too far, but it was the right wing's fault. The right wing, let me get back to that clip. The right wing, right here, you're going to see this kid, the right wing. Let me go slow for you guys. Right there. Actually, that's not bad. The center snapping the ball, and we want the wing in the B gap. So you know what? That's not the right wing's fault. The quarterback shuffled too much. Shuffle. See? Maybe they got hung up in the belly. See, now the quarterback can't get that A gap. So that's the thing right there we have to work at. This wing actually is doing a good job. On the snap, he's in the B gap. That's where we want him. I know when we were under center WingT, we wanted the guy in the A gap. Well, if you snapped it right here and you're barely snapping it, it's happening too fast. It's happening too fast. So I can't start a talk without my girlfriend, Sally. So let's talk about Sally. Love me some Sally. So it sets up with our jet motion, our flood package. And this is going to tie into this mesh concept that we're going to talk about. So we step and cup, and we tell our guys, you step and cup, and you don't block anybody till you crosses your face. He's got to cross your face. When he crosses your face, we pin, punch, and lean. So we pin, punch our hands in between the numbers on his back, lean into him, and drive him upfield. If nobody crosses your face, you go get linebacker. These guys have to solid block because there's a funky handoff going on, and we cannot afford any sort of penetration. You'll see the handoff right now in the next video. And then the problem with the nose guard, our center has to step right. And if the nose guard slants like he should with the jet motion, our center just blocks him. If our center steps right and the nose guard goes backside A, then our center opens up, just like I just said, and he pin, punches, and leans. That's the blocking, okay? I could spend an hour on Sally, but I just want to show you guys. So you're going to see, now right now, you can't see my mouse, but there's 3 guys that could rush my left guard and left tackle. There's 3 guys that could rush my left guard and left tackle. When they start doing that, it's a great defensive strategy. When they start doing that, we bring our tight end in the game to get an extra blocker in, which then opens up our tight end screen. We'll fake wrap around and throw a tight end screen to the sideline. So our jet, Sally, and tight end screen have kind of become their own family with the look-alike concept and putting people in conflict, okay? Because our wings are normally more explosive players, this year our left wing ran for 1,600 yards. And like I said in the earlier talk, our tailback raced a pregnant lady and came in 3rd. So we wanted to run wraparound Sally to the left wing. So we'll do it out of rocket motion. And actually, I like this a lot better now. This is the direction I'm moving. So here's me in my skinnier days showing you guys how to do the handoffs. So they see how fullback reach back. You don't want to reach back for the handoff. Slide this thing in. slide this thing in, and then let him go. So the fullback, he's getting the handoff about where the guard is. Now, the nice thing with this one, with the rocket motion to the left wing, is now the handoff's going to happen behind the left tackle, and the fullback's over there blocking the DN. So we've really influenced the defense. We've really influenced the defense to go that way, and it sets it up. A lot of shotgun guys would call this a sprint draw. The only difference between our wraparound and the sprint draw is the handoff. So here it is at full speed. I didn't catch this when they were filming it. The quarterback reverse pivots. I've never, ever reverse pivoted. Again, that's why people buy those DVDs from Championship Productions. They're getting these kind of mistakes. And the motion should have went in front of the quarterback. So now we're going to run a rocket motion. I like this one a lot better. Boom, there we go. There it is. Boom. I'm going to show you guys one game clip, and then we're going to get to the mesh concept. So here's some game film. Here's my team in Porterville running it. Well, first year we went to pistol. This was probably, I think this is 2012, 2013. We were running wraparound Sally under center though, and we couldn't take it in. When they're man-to-man, they're screwed. You see 3 white jerseys rushing. It's going to clean up. The video is going to go a lot smoother right now. The 3 guys are rushing the right guard and right tackle, but they don't even know the fullback has the ball, and that's just great coaching right there. I just taught them all those moves. The end zone view is going to give you a lot better angle. You're going to see the handoff. Now notice we only have a right guard and right tackle, and they rush 3 guys. We take them all up field, and there goes the ball. Okay? I should go to jail for stealing. This play should be illegal. Now this guy in the yellow box ended up being the starting linebacker at UNLV. As you guys know, I've never coached a scholarship athlete ever in my career. So when I face really talented teams like this, I have to really game plan for them. And then this D tackle, don't call him late for dinner, right? He's right there, and he could just reach out right there and just tackle the fullback. But he doesn't know the fullback has the ball. This wraparound is really deceptive, and he doesn't see it. And then there we go. And if the damn lettuce eater would block, we might have got some yards, right? Maybe you guys have great blocking receivers out there in Michigan and Minnesota, but the receivers in California don't block. That's why they're lettuce eaters. So if you're on defense, coaches, this is what it looks like. I have more game film of this, but for sake of time, I'm going to stop it here and move on.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with All Access Coaching, where we're all about coaches helping coaches. Thanks for watching the video, and I've got to ask, please hit the subscribe and like button below. The like button really helps us with valuable data as to what videos to make and upload in the future to help you out. And the subscribe button will notify you when we upload new content to the channel. This channel is not specific to an offense or a defense. It's not even specific to Rick Stewart. I fly over the country filming college coaches and state championship coaches about their offenses, about their drills, about practices, about defense, about program building, team building, fundraising, and weight training. It's all about coaches helping coaches. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and like below. And as always, better today, but never as good as tomorrow.